Hi, and welcome to The Hunted. I'm Vadd, and we are here at our new base location. Look how gorgeous this place is. I think this is called the Chalk Cliffs. I forget the name. I'm not super familiar with this map, but look at all this just wild dinos living their best life, doing wild dino stuff. You can see there's an Allosaurus. It's eating looks like a Doed. We've got a Bronto off there in the distance. There's a Diplodocus. There's a flying moth as well. What else is out here? Let's see. There's an Ankylosaurus. Some of these things are not moving. Oh boy, the carnivores got them. Over here we can see way off by the water more Ankylosauruses. Okay, a couple more flying moths. There's our chibi. We love our chibi. And there is a couple of Equiuses. This is really just a lovely base location, but look at this. See these Pteranodons? Like there's a nest here and there's these two Pteranodons, and I've been kind of up here on the cliff watching them just bite everything on the beach. And I've been saying to myself, there's an otter, okay, a turtle. We really need to not only move bases, but in addition, we got to get a flyer, right? So part of how we picked this base location was there's so many good dinos that just seem to spawn in this area. We have the high ground, which is always important, and we have lots of just good area for us to kind of survey, and there's still some drops, right? You know, we talked kind of in some previous episodes here, the importance of having our first base near these loot drops that come down for consistent implants. So we're still going to try and get those. But, you know, one issue with our previous base location is not the issue we have here. We solved it. You know, we have just wide open space. Oh, there's a Rex. Okay, this could be problematic. Rex eating some parasaurs. Maybe we'll be able to sneak by. Should be all right. He's pretty far away still. You know, one thing we're really looking for, which we found here on these cliffs, is open space to just not only just kind of enjoy the fun of being in the Hunted mod and seeing the modded dinosaurs with their herd behaviors, and that's fun too. But at the same time, yeah, we're going to take down this Rex. He's kind of near the blue drop, which is right by these eggs. You know, at the same time, the important thing here is that we go and get more eggs. But at our last base, the only way to do that was to cross some waters and go up hills or down hills, and just wasn't a great location to consistently, easily, and efficiently go out and farm stuff. But here with our new base where we're going to be for this episode, it's definitely going to be a change of pace. I'm hoping we're going to have some easier eggs. Now, we're kind of far from that other nest, so maybe I think we'll grab this nest first. I don't know what these two nests are. I don't know them well enough to figure out what they are from a distance. If we're lucky, this is going to be the Pteranodon nest. And we can see there's some broken eggs. But, oh, there it is. One medium fertilized Pteranodon egg. Perfect. Remember, we're going to always destroy the nest. We did get some raw salt and some stone. Hopefully we can get to other nests. While we were doing that, these raptors came, which, you know how to solve the raptor problem. Gun them down. Problem solved. They didn't quite see us. Remember, we're wearing that ghillie armor. That ghillie armor is just under this lovely cosmetic armor we have on, but that ghillie armor does seem to be absolutely worth getting to have that low visibility. I think the raptors would have seen us in the other armors. They got pretty close to us, and I think there's another one kind of here behind the behind the drop, kind of over there by the Rex. No problem though. You know, one thing that's kind of a real clenching moment, kind of a scary moment is when you're in these menu screens on the drops. You know, when there's one raptor, there's usually two raptors. And there's two raptors, there's three raptors. Hey, real quick, otters, you can get some pelt. Good to know. Now you know. Moving on. No, really, one thing that's kind of clenching moment are these moments here. Like we're in the Oviraptor nest, which was the other nest, and we're kind of defenseless. We're not only kind of defenseless, but hey, remember, for these feathers on the raptors, you need metal tools. Don't forget, right? But, you know, it's one of those things where we're kind of defenseless for a moment. And have we killed a Rex yet? I think we have. I think we killed one last episode, but we're still getting the T-Rex arms, armored plates, and scaled hide, which are all good drops, which we will need. Notice the red colored items are used for activating those implants we just picked up. You know, this is terrifying right now. We don't know what's behind us or what's around us. We're kind of stuck looking at the Rex, and there's been a lot of... Okay. This thing's very cute, but it's teeny tiny. Like there's bigger pebbles. I don't know how you're ever going to see this. You know, I zoomed in super zoomy for it, but I mean, it's out there. We left the base. We have our kibble. It's on our last slot. We can passive tame things. But in reality, like how many of those have we walked by because we've just been a little oblivious? I don't know the answer to that. I've done my best to tame what I can when I can. However, it's one of those things where, and I mentioned this before, but it kind of feels like there's always something we need to be doing. And just when I think we're done doing a thing, it turns out that I kind of forget where our base is. We're up the cliffs somewhere. Not exactly sure where up the cliffs, but we'll just grapple right up. I'll just edit this out. That'll be a lot better, right? No, really, listen. We don't really know what we've missed because we missed it. But okay, let me come back to that. Look how flat this is. Whoever designed this map, I'm picturing maybe like a ramp, some stairs up this edge, maybe. I don't know, maybe a ladder. I think I want to be able to get my teams up here, but look how flat it is here. And then kind of this third tier of flatness. It's not only super flat, it's got a great view, but in addition to all of that, I mean, it's pretty square. You know, check out how square this thing is. This is going to make it really easy to just put down some foundations. I mean, am I right or am I right? We're off the ground. We've got the high ground. We can see dinos. Like, this is such a great base spot. You know, if you're not playing on the Valguero map here, your best bet is to try and find something that has good visibility. And, you know, there are some Quetzals flying around. You can see one just behind us there. You know, oh, okay, this is funny. So, for those of you that might be new here, I'm on my path to getting onto the YouTube trending page, and seems like Minecraft is always there, but I don't do Minecraft, but I do place foundations in ARK. So is this my path to YouTube trending? Comment now if you think this is the way. Place more foundations. That's the comment. Listen, if you're on a different map, but you aren't sure, like, where do I build my base? Build it where you can see as far as you can in any direction. Like, we can see in every direction here. Our biggest threat is flyers and whatever comes up the staircase I haven't quite built yet. We're using S+ for this moment. And one thing with S+ you can do, see, there's like the second, is it kind of coming together now? Like, you see where I was like, hey, it's pretty flat here, we could build some stairs. One thing with S+ is this metal's stupid shiny, it drives me crazy. We can switch it. It's still metal, but now it looks like the aesthetically, you know, it's the wooden stairs, which is much nicer. Oh my. I thought the Tyrannosaurus was coming for us. The biggest weakness of this base is the giant staircase we're building to our inner sanctum, but also the flyers. I don't think this is going to be a permanent base location. I was planning on this being an outpost, but I just kind of enjoyed building. Surprisingly amount of enjoyment from building this base, and part of it is that even when I'm building, there's consistently loot drops coming down and picking up, or there's an OVIS. You know, we've done a really good job. Almost every single episode, I think we've tamed an OVIS. Maybe not the first episode, but I do have a mod for building stuff, which is really cool. So we're probably going to use that. I want to highlight this. I stopped building for a second here. This Bronto gang absolutely killed everything on the entire plateau. I saw him take down a Rex, some Allosauruses. I wasn't recording, like it's not that exciting. You've seen a Bronto tail whip before, but I'm telling you right now, don't mess with the Brontos. I really hope they don't know about that one Bronto we killed. Hope they're not related. So here's the thing. I have this other mod for building stuff. It's in the mod list. I think it's called Castles and Keeps. I forget the whole name, but its stairs are a little different. And this is the saddest thing. This is like the most infuriating moment in ARK building, or one of them. There's usually quite a few. Look at these stairs, okay? Now look at these stairs. One of these is not like the other. They run different. The animation's different. You kind of bounce up the one. Like, I made a mistake. These foundations look so nice. It's these fun kind of castle looking, you know, bricks. And I've done a bad thing here. I like committed to it. And my only option is to undo one of the steps, because there's no possible way I leave the base like this. Like, this is anarchy. Okay, look, here's the thing. The stairs only needed to be non-existent, but then I was like, stairs work better to get up and down than a ladder. I can move my dinos, but then I went too wide and it looked kind of dumb, because so I went 3 wide, and now we're in this awkward place, and I fixed it, but this was full of regrets. This mod also has like the Castle Keeps mod has all these kind of big, kind of arching doors. I think this is really cool. I don't really want to lose my view. You know, the last base we were at, we put up a lot of really tough spikes, which made it look kind of mean. And I wanted this base to be a little less mean looking, which, you know, if that doesn't make sense to you, I respect that. But this is not the mean base, okay? It's official. This is base. This is the nice base, okay? Like, it's supposed to be an outpost. I kind of messed it up. But there's some weird snap points going on. There's a couple of glitches in the matrix. Let's not talk about that too much. Suffice to say, we saw an OVIS. Did you see it? It's right about there. Yep, we're gonna tame it. I don't know if that's a thing with the Hunted mod. Oh, by the way, Castle Keeps, they have like a full wall, and then they have a half wall, which is cool, and then they have like a 1/3 wall. This has made me just solve so many weird ARK building problems. Like, what a brilliant thing that I would love to see in ARK. And it's got this awesome roof. I don't want to tell you exactly how long I oohed and ahed over this roof. It was long enough that I like called people in to come look at it, like, hey, look at my roof. And they weren't nearly as impressed because they don't play ARK, but I've never used this mod before, and this roof looks fantastic. I don't know if I'm going to cap it or I'm going to keep it flat, but it also comes with these windows. I know it's the Hunted mod, but listen, these windows are gorgeous. And there's one thing I know, it's that this map has this a rainbow, which is really cool. Hey, I'm always doing a random shout out to my subscriber pool. Thank you, James Hogg, Francis Corell, and a fifth of whiskey. If you would like to get mentioned in a future video, subscribe now. Right now, push the subscribe button. Thanks. You know, I really like the rainbow. I really like this mod. I like the base location. What do you think? You know, you're watching along with me. You're in this with me. You're here right now. We're in this together. What do you think of the spot? Is this a good base location? Was there a better spot I should have built? Do you like this mod? What's your favorite building mod? I would love to discuss just kind of all things related to that in the comments. Just comment now. What do you think? I don't quite know what I'm going to do at this base other than hopefully go raid some eggs and raise some nests, but I have this cool kind of kill zone here, right? Like if something follows me into the up towards the base, I'm gonna kind of look out here and got him down. I put a cap on the roof, but this other one I left flat so I could kind of jump to it and kind of shoot from my roof and then jump down to the water if I want. I could have capped it, but this felt better. Listen, we're on the Valguero map. I didn't know that the map had rainbows. It's kind of a small touch, but I think it was a really nice touch. Look at this. These are the spikes from the spike mod. I'm gonna show you how we place these. You go ahead, plop them down, give them a flip. And best as I can tell, wild dinos that run over these just take damage. It's awesome. They can move right over them. They don't get like stuck or hung up. But our last base, we had some serious kill zones set up. And this time I'm thinking less kill zones and more of like, if something's following us into the base, like see how I set these pillars up this time? Nice rainbow again. Love it. You know, see how I set these pillars up like super wide? Last time we set them up in kind of like a small obstacle course. This time I set them up less so, like how the rainbow goes into our base. I set them up less so that like things will get caught up them and die. It was kind of obnoxious. I always just had like a weird death message. My tribe killed someone and I'm just chilling on the base waiting for eggs. But this time I don't want anything to spawn too close to my base. But I also kind of want like a little bit of protection. So I think for the most part, our biggest weakness of this base is going to be flyers. I don't think anything in my world here is going to be able to make it past all these spikes successfully. They're just not quite that smart. You know, this isn't going to stop a player, but for, you know, wild dinos, I think we're pretty safe other than the flyers. And I'm really hoping they just kind of leave us alone. That's my strategy right now. We've seen some Quetzals. We haven't seen a Quetzal nest just yet. I'm hoping we can get a Quetzal pretty soon. Also, I hope we don't fall out of our base too often, but we do need to go tame those OVISes. There's been a couple more that have been out here. As we've been building our base, we've been getting every single, you know, beacon loot chest that's spawned down, and we've also been taming OVISes whenever we can. There's also some Procoptodons out here. Like, there's a really good mix of dinos that continues to just spawn in out here and live and die and live again. Kind of just the Mad Max of the plains out here, but I'm enjoying this mod. I am, but I'm also kind of not. You say, what does that mean, right? Well, the early game is so tough. For so long, you feel like nothing's going your way and everything's out to get you because it is. It's the hunted. You're being hunted. But we're kind of in this weird place of like, we don't really have the supplies or the tames to kind of do what we want to do, but we have enough safety and security that every time we venture out, I really felt something was chasing us. Every time we venture out, we seem to be kind of getting some forward momentum where we get an egg, we get an implant, we're able to, you know, get a passive tame going for us. Like, I think this base location here is going to be a huge game changer for us, just because we're going to have more opportunities to keep moving forward. One more thing with this mod, maybe I'm overly gushing and you've seen this mod 1,000 times and then you should have told me about it sooner. What were you keeping secrets for? But ignore the weird gap at the top. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know how I'm going to fix this, but I will. Just whatever this is drives me crazy. Maybe it doesn't bother you, but there's a gap here. Okay, can you see that gap? I vote no. Look at this. That's right, secret doors. I don't know the value of this. It's just cool. Why isn't this an ARK? This is such a cool thing. This can't be hard to code. There you go. Only thing it needs is like something spooky in here. I don't know what I'm going to do in here. Probably just put down some beds and storage, but these secret doors are so cool. Here's the thing. If you're familiar with overhaul mods and you're thinking like, should I try the Hunted? Short answer is going to be yes. The long answer is going to be no. You know, in the Hunted mod, it just doesn't fit the same mold that a lot of the other overhaul mods fill. If you really enjoy overhaul mods, I can't promise you're going to enjoy the Hunted. This is a different type of mod. We spend a lot of time doing things slow, right? Where most mods, I feel like I need to go get a fight started. But in this case, I felt like it would be more fun just to spend a little time building my base. Somehow, some way, I've done it again. I often run towards these things and discover that they're nowhere near us. This was a mistake. So clever editing and respecting everyone's time. It's here now, but I mess these up all the time. Is that just me who goes to pick these up and find them in the sky? It is just agonizing. More deactivated implants. No worries. We'll keep working on those. Listen, the Hunted mod is slow. I mean that in the best way. It's a slow mod where you kind of just want to turn on a movie and just kind of let things roll. You know, just things go slow. Every time I climb up this cliff, another loot crate seems to spawn in, making me jump back down. I cannot believe this. It's a slow mod and then it's wicked fast, but it starts really fast. So it's got a weird pace. You know, some overhaul mods I've played, it seems like they have a pretty consistent pace throughout. The Hunted mod, you start and everything just feels so frantic. But now that we've kind of like got our base down, we kind of know the location and said, what was that? Did you see that over there? Okay. Oh, baryonyx, some lovely colors. We're not going to be able to tame it, but if there's a baryonyx, say with me, there's probably a nest, right? Like, you know, it's a slow mod where it's like, we just wanted to go pick up this beacon. Well, that's fine. What did we find? Well, we found a Pagomastex. Seriously, sir? You were not invited to our beach. And we absolutely borked that Pago. Listen, it's a technical term. You know, it's a slow mod. We're going to go pick up the beacon. Oh, we happen to find a baryonyx. Oh, here's its nest. Could this have gone any better? Now we're terrified. We have this moment of absolute panic where we might lose everything because is it coming for us? Does it know we're here? Has it seen us yet? That rock is blocking our visibility. You know, you have these weird moments where it's fast and it's slow. It's fast and it's slow. And sometimes it feels like you just don't get anything done. And that's hard for me. I struggle to play a game where I don't feel productive. Remember these OVISes we've been picking up. What do you do with the OVISes? Like, why do they matter? Why have we been going out of our way to tame the most docile creature in all of ARK? Well, are they the most docile? I don't know. That can be debated. Let me know if there's something that's more kind of docile. Well, it's because someone did a really sweet animation on these scissors and I wanted to show that off. No, it's because we can shear them and get wool. Remember, it takes time for the wool to grow. So if you throw that in OVIS, craft some scissors and start chopping, you don't get anything. It's because they haven't grown their wool in yet. That's my mistake. I may have made that mistake, but you can't see it because I just cut out the 15 minutes of me screaming at my screen, trying to figure out why these OVISes refuse to be sheared. I'm told you can do this to a wild OVIS. I've not tried it. I'm not sure I'd feel comfortable shearing someone else's OVIS. You know, I think the wild OVISes should just be left alone. But, you know, maybe that's just my viewpoint. I think I'm going to start a movement. Maybe it comes with a t-shirt or something. I don't know. But suffice to say, we're going to get these OVISes. We're going to get their wool. But why, right? Why are we doing this? For kicks and giggles? Because we love shearing sheep? Because if you knit, these are some great colors that don't go together at all. Purple and orange. And gold and gray. There's some good colors. I don't know. Any knitters like these colors? Listen, point is, I'm getting off track here. We sheared these sheep. We tamed these tames for a reason, but a reason that kind of doesn't matter until it does. And that's the thing that kind of just really gets me with the Hunted. I do things and I don't know if they matter or not until after the fact, right? So if you've been following along and you tamed your own OVISes, it actually matters. This matters a lot, but it only matters because remember those Allosauruses? You know, we got the wool, which is nice. Those Allosauruses that we passive tamed and some of the eggs we haven't hatched yet. Well, we need to raise them. Remember in the Hunted, everything's level 1. We have these great Allos. We could whistle them on attack, but we need to get some levels in, and I'd hate to lose them. So I want a saddle, right? And that saddle is going to provide armor, and that armor is good. It's survivability, so we can win our fights and level up, but we needed to use the Giga DNA we killed last episode. If we don't kill that Giga last episode, and we don't have these sheep to harvest them for wool, we can't reactivate the implant, and we can't make the saddle, and we can't even ride these Allosauruses. Like, the OVISes mattered. We were making decisions and taming things that we didn't know the value of until this moment now, until we actually had an Allosaurus and wanted to make the saddle. And that's just tough. You know, can you feel it? Can you feel like this? This is like the big, you know, moment of success here. These OVISes are pivotal. They are the concrete, the foundation that gave us this saddle. We have no saddle without those OVISes. We have no Allosauruses without the kibble. There's so many things that just slowly build up that you just feel like, or at least I do, man, we got nothing done. We did nothing. We tried so hard, but then all of a sudden, like, it comes together. And you're like, oh, I guess it was worth taming those. You're like it clicks. It just feels right. And you're like, oh, I kind of like this mod. That's what I mean by it's slow and then it's fast, right? You know, things in the beginning, everything wants to kill you and it's just miserable. I mean that in the best way. It's just tough. But all of a sudden, like, you kind of get over that hurdle, you get a little bit established, and then you're just lost. You're like, what do I do? And for me, I've just chased the loot drops and picked up every egg I can, which is fine until you get yourself in a position like this where you're like, I've got these Allosauruses, they need a saddle. Thankfully, we've been taming OVISes so we could make the wool. You know, there's just things like that kind of blow my mind and kind of make me go, should you play this mod? And I asked the question earlier. I think I'm going to answer it in more detail in another video. Short answer, yes. I think everyone should try the mod, but in all reality, this is a tough mod. And it's a slow mod. I don't mean that in a bad way. Sometimes we call something slow and it's meant to be mean. I don't at all. You know, having the extra time to have to wait for eggs or be forced to wait for wool to grow gave me time to kind of fool around building my base. You know, I'm not sure I would have built a base like this or messed around with the secret door and shown it to you if I wasn't forced to wait for things to happen. And that's kind of an ARK thing. You know, we're always kind of waiting for something to happen. But, you know, the other issue is that all the things seem to be male. Thanks so much to the community Discord and Pasha, one of my Patreons, who thankfully knows a secret to gender swapping with this potion. It's in the mod list. It worked great. Thanks so much. Now we can breed them. That's all I wanted to do. I think this is a bug that's going to get fixed in the future of the Hunted. But as of right now, you are going to need to, if you want to breed things, it seems you're going to need to have something to be able to swap them. Can you feel it? We can't even hatch these eggs though, because we need they're gigantic, which means they need a living nest, which we don't have, but we're making progress. We're moving in the right direction. If you learned something or enjoyed this video, share with a friend. If you are new here, subscribe now. If you have joined and enjoyed before, welcome back. If you would like to see more quality content, please consider joining me in supporting the channel through Patreon and utilizing the affiliated links. Thanks.